Okay, good afternoon, students. Good afternoon, all of you. So, in the previous class, start the generation of amplitude modulation. Generation of amplitude modulation. So, before going to that, so you have to revive the concepts which are related to the basics of generation of amplitude modulation. So, in general, the amplitude modulation come from the frequency translation process. So, you know the frequency translation process. So, the signal has to be translated from low frequency to high frequency whenever the multiplication process takes place. The multiplication in the sense there is a modulated signal m of t, that is low frequency signal, and the carrier signal cos omega ct, having the omega c is the high frequency signal. When multiply these two signals, m of t and cos omega ct, there is a translated signal occurs. That is m of t into cos omega ct. Where what is m of t? M of t, the baseband signal, occur at low frequency signal. Here in that spectral components, when you are applying the Fourier transform for those two signals, when the baseband signal is like this, there is two spectrals. One is positive side, another one is the negative side. So like the carrier also, the positive side and negative side. So this is the exponential form of the cosine waveform. Okay. So now after frequency translation, you can recover the baseband signal is an important concept. So the recovered baseband signal done at the receiver side, is it not? So now the recovered baseband signal is done by again the multiplication of the translated signal with cos omega ct signal. Here m of t cos omega ct is the translated signal, and cos omega ct is the again the carrier signal. So after multiplication of cos omega ct with the translated signal, you got m of t cos square omega ct of cos square omega ct. Is it not? So cos square is trigonometrical identity is 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 cos 2 theta. 1 by 2 cos 2 theta. Now, m of t by 2 plus m of t by 2 cos 2 omega c of t. So the translated signal is again the multiplied with the cos omega ct, then got the recovered signal. Got the recovered signal. Now, so now the spectral range extended from 2 fc plus fm to 2 fc minus fm. So where fc is high frequency signal, fm is the low frequency signal. When this translated signal is passed through a low pass filter, the low pass filter allow only the low frequency component, that is fm of signal. So the low pass filter attenuate fc of signal. When fc is high frequency, 2fc is more than that. No, that's why the low pass filter is attenuate easily for that 2fc signal. So now can allow only fc of signal. Here in the frequency translation, there are two limitations. So one is phase distortion, and another one is frequency deviation. What is phase distortion and what is the frequency deviation? When translated signal cos omega ct and recovered cos omega ct. The cos omega ct translated signal at the transmitting end, recovered cos omega ct at the receiving end. These two signals are the same phase. Then the accurate signal is received at the receiver side. If there any distortion in the phase, then the signal strength going to be deteriorated at the receiving end. That is, signal strength is very poor at the receiving end. That is, signal strength is wax and wan at the receiving end. That is one limitation. Another one is fc plus del f. That is, frequency deviation takes place. That is, the frequency deviation of cos omega ct at the transmitting end and cos omega ct at the receiving end. For these two signals, is there any frequency deviation takes place? Then the misinterpretation takes place and it can receive misinterpreted signal. not the accurate signal, not the exact signal. That's why these are the two major limitations for the frequency translation. So in order to avoid those limitations, go for amplitude modulation concept. Okay, so you know this mathematical equation of recovered signal, no? So S1 after signal is A cos omega m of t and cos omega c of t. This is frequency translated signal. When this is passed through a squaring circuit, A square cos square omega m of t, cos square omega c of t. Now, this is cos square theta is derived like this, no? A square into 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 cos 2 omega m of t and 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 cos 2 omega c of t. So after mathematical multiplication of these two signals, then A square by 4, 1 plus 1 by 2 cos 2 Okay, sorry for the disturbance. Okay, so when the recovered signal is given to square law circuit, after square law circuit, use the filter circuit, and this filter should be the low pass filter. After the filter, you can given the divided by 2 network. After the divided by 2 network, the signal is received. So this is all the mathematical equations derived like this. This is the frequency translated recovered process. Frequency translated recovered process. In this process, you come across two limitations are there now. One limitation is phase distortion, another limitation is frequency deviation. If the phase distortion occurs, signal strength is very poor, and frequency deviation occurs, misinterpretation of signal takes place. These are the two limitations. Is easily recovered, then this process is adapted. Okay, so what for the amplitude modulation? In order to recover the exact signal at the receiving end, then go for amplitude modulation process. The amplitude modulation process, that is, see this in the mathematical term. V of t is equal to m of t cos c omega c of t. What is this term? This term should be the frequency translated term. Now, plus AC cos omega ct of t, omega ct of t. So this addition of AC cos omega ct of t to the translated signal, then that term is known as modulated signal. So that is the AC into 1 plus m of t cos omega c of t. So this is equation 1 is amplitude modulated mathematical equation. Okay, now let us see in the graphical level. In this carrier signal have the high frequency having 0 to 1 amplitude and the frequency is high. This is one of the AC cos omega ct. AC is the amplitude of the carrier signal. AC is the amplitude of the carrier signal. Omega c is the frequency of the carrier signal. Now this m of t signal is baseband signal having AM is the amplitude and low frequency considered there. After superimposing of m of t signal on carrier, then carrier amplitude varies according to the modulated signal changes. That is amplitude modulation definition. Already you derived in the last class, is it not? Amplitude modulation definition is carrier amplitude changes. Carrier amplitude changes according to modulated signal changes. Now this is amplitude modulated wave. So see that this is the envelope is takes place now. So positive side envelope and negative side envelope. So observe in the dotted line. In the dotted line there is unmodulated amplitude there now. So that is unmodulated amplitude is that is the amplitude of the carrier. So over above that, there is an amplitude variation takes place. That is depending upon the MFT signal variation. So now up to the dotted line, the amplitude is constant. Observe that amplitude is constant. Over above, there is an amplitude of the carrier changes according to the modulated signal changes. That is amplitude modulation. So there is a positive side variation takes place. The same replica occurred at the negative side. Then this entire wave is nothing but the envelope of the amplitude modulated wave. Envelope of the amplitude modulated wave. So students observed here the amplitude of the envelope modulated wave considered the maximum peak there and minimum peak there. No, so V maximum it is known as, V minimum it is known as. Okay, now this is amplitude modulation. Okay, now so observed in this wave, this is MFT signal having the low frequency and amplitude is 0 to 2 volts. 0 to 2 volts. So 1 to 2 there is a maximum peak and minimum peak takes place. This is sinusoidal wave, no? MFT signal. So now this is AC cos omega ct having 0 to 1. 0 to 1 amplitude. This is 0 to 2, whereas 1 is the base reference of this. That is 1 to 2, there is amplitude variation takes place. This is MFT signal. When 0 to 1, the amplitude of the carrier is constant. After multiplication of these two signals, we got 0 to 2 is the amplitude of the envelope. Amplitude of the modulated signal, that is envelope. That is 1 to 2, there is variation takes place. At 2, there is a amplitude variation takes place. That is MFT cos omega ct. Okay, now here it is. The two-sided spectrum, two-sided waveform. It's not a spectrum. Spectrum means spectral components occur after this wave is applying the Fourier transform. Then spectral components occur. Those spectral components are lower sideband and upper sideband spectra occurs. LSB lower sideband and USB upper sideband is considered. So that is upper sideband is FC plus FM, lower sideband is FC minus FM. So across FC, there is FM is generated as one component, that is FC plus FM and FC minus FM. Again, minus FC across minus FC plus FM one spectrum component and minus FC minus FM another spectrum component. That is the negative side. So this is the waveforms are considered as envelope. Okay, now when demodulation of this wave, that is known as the detector circuit, amplitude demodulated circuit. In the amplitude demodulated circuit, simply can use one diode and resistor and capacitor parallelly connected. When diode is operated as ideal case, you know the ideal characteristic of the diode, that is the forward resistance of the diode is 0 and resistance of the diode is 0. The envelope is applied to the diode when the diode operates ideal characteristics. When this envelope is applied to the diode allow only the positive peaks. When the here can observe that when that positive peak is there, the diode allow. When the diode allow, capacitor going to be charged. When the negative peak comes, capacitor going to be discharged. When the diode is off. So again, next positive peak comes, diode is allow and the capacitor going to be charged. And the negative peak comes, diode going to be capacitor going to be discharged. For that discharging, discharging path through the resistor. That's why the resistor and capacitor gives the time constant value, that is the tau. So that is how the time difference between the two positive peaks. So that is the time constant. Now after output of across the capacitor, you got this waveform. This is the pulsating waveform. So now this is pass through a, again the filter, the solid waveform is observed. That is a demodulation of the amplitude modulation process. So the demodulation means from the modulated signal, we extract modulating signal. So the modulated signal is nothing but M of t signal or the baseband signal. Okay. Now, you know that maximum allowable modulation. In the maximum allowable modulation, if suppose M of t signal is M of t is baseband signal, that is M cos omega M of t is the modulating signal, where M is the constant amplitude, and V of t signal is AC into 1 plus M of t cos omega C of t. This is amplitude modulated wave mathematical expression. Now AC into 1 plus M cos omega M of t cos omega C of t. Now the maximum allowable modulation is, so what about the how much percentage of modulation is allowed? So that is depending upon the modulation index. The modulation index is AM by AC. So that is maximum amplitude of the modulated signal by maximum amplitude of the carrier signal, nothing but modulation index. That is when it is maximum allowable, if M is equal to 1, that is the maximum allowable modulation. So where when the M is equal to 1, AM is equal to AC, then the M is equal to 1. Now M is equal to 1 condition is, that is maximum allowable modulation, that is known as 100% modulation. M less than 1 is under modulation. So this is the practically possible modulation, M less than 1 condition. M greater than 1 condition is over modulation, not practically possible. Here you can observe the waveforms now. So here it is. This is M of t signal. This is the carrier signal. This is M less than 1 condition. The M less than 1 condition observed here, that is the V maximum and the V minimum. V maximum and V minimum. And V maximum and V minimum. Now another definition of modulation index is V maximum minus V minimum by V maximum plus V minimum. So now this term is, the zero is the reference. Zero is the reference. This is the positive peak, and this is the V minimum is the negative, and V max is the positive. Likewise, now this is the envelope is considered. This is M less than 1 condition. This is allowable modulation. This is allowable modulation. When this is M is equal to 1 condition. In M is equal to 1 condition means, see that V maximum is one, maximum is some value. What is V minimum value now? V minimum value should be the 0. So when the V minimum is 0, that is known as 100% modulation concept. V minimum is equal to 0, according to the modulation envelope of the modulated wave. According to the envelope of the modulated wave, V minimum is equal to 0. That is nothing but 100% modulation. So now this is allowable modulation is M less than 1 condition. M is equal to 1 condition is, it is maximum extent. That is this is 100% modulation. When M greater than 1 condition means, what is V minimum value now? It is V minimum value is the negative value. When it is negative value, the envelope is overlapping of this now. Overlapping of this now. This is M greater than 1 condition. So the difference of these three conditions of modulation index means M less than 1 condition, signal recovery is possible for the accurate signal, provided at M less than 1 condition. And M less than 1 condition lo signal recovery అనేది possible అవుతుంది. M is equal to 1 condition లో కూడా signal recovery possible అవుతుంది, provided that we can adapt filters or ideal case. Ideal low pass filters are adapted in circuit, then only the recovery signal is possible for M is equal to 1 condition. సో ఐడియల్ లో పాస్ ఫిల్టర్స్ ని మనం అడాప్ట్ చేయగలిగితే M is equal to 1 కండిషన్ లో కూడా మనం ఎగ్జాక్ట్ సిగ్నల్ రికవర్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. బట్ ద ప్రాక్టికల్ ఇక్కడ ద డిజైనింగ్ ఆఫ్ ద లో పాస్ ఫిల్టర్, ద ఐడియల్ కేస్ ఈస్ నాట్ పాసిబుల్. There is a practical error is there in the designing of the low pass filter. That's why M less than 1 condition is always preferable. Always preferable. M is equal to 1 condition is ideal case. So provided that ideal low pass filter మనం డిజైన్ చేయగలిగితే ఈ M is equal to 1 కండిషన్ లో కూడా మన సిగ్నల్ ని రికవర్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. సో బట్ ప్రాక్టికల్ గా లో పాస్ ఫిల్టర్ ని ఐడియల్ గా డిజైన్ చేయడం అనేది కాంప్లెక్స్ టాస్క్ కాబట్టి ఇది పాసిబుల్ కాదు. M less than 1 కండిషన్ వరకు పాసిబుల్ అవుతుంది. దట్స్ వై దిస్ M less than 1 కండిషన్ ఇస్ allowable modulation అని చెప్తాడు. Allowable modulation అంటాడు. Now that allowable modulation concept is depends on M value. So M less than 1 condition, it is a allowable modulation. M is equal to 1 condition, this is ideal case. M greater than 1 condition lo signal may not be signal not recoverable because of there is overlapping of signal is takes place here. Overlapping of signal takes place here. That's why the signal is overlapped. The entire signal is not possible to recover at the receiving end. That's why M greater than one condition is overlapping condition. M greater than one condition is overlapping condition. That overlap condition signal may not be recovered. So that's why the maximum allowable condition only M less than one condition. So that is depending upon the modulation index M. That depending upon the modulation index M. So this is nothing but the allowable modulation is M less than or equal to one condition. So now the next concept go for single tone amplitude modulation. Single tone amplitude modulation. The single tone amplitude modulation, M of t signal is AM cos omega M of t is the message signal, and C of t signal is AC cos omega CT is carrier signal. Okay, now M of t cos omega CT plus AC cos omega CT is the V of t signal. Okay, so M of t signal cos omega CT is the M of t is a message signal, cos omega CT is the carrier signal. This is the product of these two signals. M of t is message signal, cos omega CT is the carrier signal. These are producted plus AC cos omega CT. Then it is amplitude modulated signal wave, amplitude modulated mathematical equation. So that is M of t cos omega CT plus AC cos omega CT. That is nothing but V of t signal. V of t signal is the amplitude modulated signal. Now the V of t is equal to M of t cos omega CT plus AC cos omega CT. Now AC cos omega CT plus AM cos omega M of t cos omega C of t. Now AC cos omega C of t into 1 plus AM by AC cos omega M of t. Now can simplify the mathematical equation now. AC cos omega C of t is common and 1 plus AM by AC cos omega C of t, where AM by AC is the M, that is modulation index. AM by AC is the M, that is modulation index. Now V of t is equal to AC cos omega C of t plus AC M cos omega M of t cos omega C of t. So after mathematical expressions, AC cos omega C of t plus AC M of t, AC M by 2 cos omega M of t cos omega C of t is considered as cos C cos D formula. Trigonometric cos C cos D formula, C plus D by 2 by C minus D by 2 now. That is cos C plus D by 2 plus cos C minus D by 2. That is omega C plus omega M of t, omega C minus omega M of t. Now from this, so V of t, AC cos omega C of t plus AC M of M by 2 cos omega C plus omega M of t plus AC into M by 2 cos omega C minus omega M of t. There cos omega C with AC is one term, omega C plus omega M with AC M by 2 another term, omega C minus omega M with AC into M by 2 another term. There are three terms are in the single tone modulated, single tone amplitude modulation. AC cos omega M, cos omega C of t plus omega C plus omega M with AC M by 2 one term, omega C minus omega M with AC M by 2 another term. That's why, so observe here, carrier frequency omega C having the amplitude is AC. This is one term. Second term is upper sideband frequency, that is omega C plus omega M, having amplitude is M AC by 2. This is the term. And lower sideband term has omega C minus omega M, having the amplitude is M into AC by 2. So that is, this is the spectral components of this waveform. That is 0 to omega M, have the AM is the signal. Then AM signal is translated or amplitude modulated with respect to omega C plus omega M, one term, omega C minus omega M, another term. Here omega C minus omega M term is nothing but upper sideband, omega C minus omega M is lower sideband. There are two sidebands that occur. One is upper sideband with the frequency omega C plus omega M, and another lower sideband, that is omega C minus omega M. So this is the signal. Now, from this, the exam may ask about some simple problems. So students see that a simple problem it is. A tuned circuit of the oscillator in an AM transmitter uses a 50 ohm 50 microhenries coil and 1 nanofarad capacitance. Uh, if the oscillator output is amplitude modulated by audio frequency up to 8 kHz, then find the range of two side bands. ఇక్కడ మనకి ఎగ్జాంపుల్లో ఎల్ వాల్యూ ఇచ్చాడు, సి వాల్యూ ఇచ్చాడు, అండ్ మాడ్యులేటర్ సిగ్నల్ వాల్యూ ఇచ్చాడు. మాడ్యులేటర్ సిగ్నల్ ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ ఎంత 8K అండ్ ఎల్ వాల్యూ 50 microhenries and C value 1 nanofarads. Okay, so for that there is, with the help of L and C values, the resonance frequency is calculated. The resonance frequency is FC, that is 1 by 2 pi root LC. You know this formula, 1 by 2 pi root LC. L value is called 50 into 10 to the power minus 6 and C value 1 into 10 to the power minus 9. Now FC is called 1 by 2 pi root 50 into 10 to the power minus 50 now. Now FC value is called 712 kilohertz. Carrier frequency FC is 712 kilohertz. When FM is given in the problem, that is 8 kilohertz. Now, what are they ask about two side bands. When the FC is known, FM is known. FC plus FM is one side band, that is 720 kilohertz, and FC minus FM is known. The FC plus FM is upper side band, that is 720 kilohertz. FC minus FM is 704 kilohertz, that is the lower side band. So when the FC and FM is known, then FC plus FM is upper side band, FC minus FM is lower side band. So this is FC plus FM, FC minus FM. This is the upper side band, this is the lower side band. So this is the waveform. How can you calculate the FC value? By using L and C values, that FC is called 1 by 2 pi root LC now. So that's why we got this. Now this value is substituted in this equation, that is the singleton amplitude modulated equation, that V of t is equal to AC cos omega CT plus AC m by 2 cos omega C plus omega m of t plus AC m by 2 cos omega C minus omega m of t. Now the carrier power is called PC is called mean square value of the AC cos omega C of t. The carrier power ni PC antam. The PC is calculated by mean square value of AC cos omega C. AC cos omega C is the carrier signal now. For that mean square value is nothing but the carrier power. That is PC is called AC into cos omega C whole square value. That is when you can 1 by 2 pi root 0 to 2 pi AC square. This is the mean square value now. AC square cos omega C square of t dt is equal to PC value AC square by 2 hours. That is carrier power. PC is equal to AC square by 2. Okay, now that is one problem. And another concept is generation of AM. Generation of AM. So already in the previous class, you can go for some generation techniques. One is low level modulation and high level modulation. No? So the low level modulation is when the baseband signal or modulator signal is given to modulator, AM modulator, and RF carrier signal is given to modulator. When there is a modulation takes place, then given to wideband power amplifier. After the wideband power amplifier, antenna is used to radiate the signal. This is the low level amplitude modulation. So the best example of low level amplitude modulation is square law diode modulator. And high level modulation is when the baseband signal is given to power amplifier, that is wideband power amplifier, and carrier signal is given to narrowband power amplifier. After power amplification of these two signals given to modulator, that is high level AA modulator. After modulation, antenna is used to radiate. This is the high layer modulation. For the high layer modulation, the best example is collector modulated method. In your curriculum, that is switched modulation method. Collector modulated method or switched modulation method is there. Now go for low level modulation, that is square law diode modulation method, that is the low level modulation method. In the previous class, see that some circuit diagram. Here can see the circuit diagram here. So the diode is used, and for the diode input is the carrier signal, that is AC cos omega ct. The VC is the signal, and the modulator signal have VM, that is a modulator signal. And for that, for the diode operation or operating point of the diode, to set the operating point of the diode, you use VCC supply. VCC supply is meant for the circuit or the diode operating point. Okay, VCC supply ఎందుకు చేస్తామంటే డయోడ్ ఆపరేషన్ పాయింట్ ని క్రియేట్ చేయడం కోసం, ఆపరేట్ అవడం కోసం VCC supply యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాం. Whereas VM supply is the modulator signal and VC is the carrier signal. అంటే ఈ రెండు సిగ్నల్స్ ని మనం modulation purpose యూజ్ చేస్తాం. The VCC supply meant for biasing purpose. The biasing purpose means you set the biasing point for the diode operating point set చేయడం కోసం VCC supply యూజ్ చేస్తాం. So then that output is across the tank circuit. The tank circuit is L and C values. L is the inductance value, C is the capacitance value. And the L and C values are given in the tank circuit. This is given as output across the capacitor express. Input is given to here the VM signal. VM signal is input. This is the VC is the fixed value, that is the carrier, and VCC is the biasing supply, and output is taken across the tank circuit, that is across the capacitor. So this is the circuit. The students, please practice the circuit. Is the low level modulation method or square law diode modulation method. So just a minute. Okay. So this is the operation of the circuit. So in the circuit, I can even the point wise. Okay. So the point wise operation is takes place here. The first point is a DC biasing supply is meant for the diode operating point, and after that diode is come under the operation process. So there is two different frequencies are passed through a diode. One frequency is higher frequency, that is from the VC signal, that is carrier signal, and the signal is from the modulator signal. So these different frequencies are applied across a tuned circuit, so which is tuned to the carrier frequency. So and has a narrow band will just to pass through side band along with the carrier and injector to the other side. Hello. Okay, ma. So in this point, so please go through this point now. So after operation of the diode is come under the process after given the VCC supply. So then there are two frequencies are occurred. One frequency is from the carrier signal, another frequency is modulated signal. So that is the different frequencies are again generated. That is, what are the different frequencies are? FC plus FM, FC minus FM. FC plus FM is the carrier frequency plus moderate signal frequency. FC minus FM is carrier frequency minus moderate signal frequency. So then the circuit is come under the operation, and across the tank circuit, can take the output value. Can take the output value. So let us see the mathematical equation here. Mathematical analysis here. The total AC voltage across the diode is given as Vs. That is EC VC plus VM. What is VC? Carrier voltage. What is VM? Moderate signal voltage. That is total voltage is Vs. So let us consider that the carrier voltage VC is AC cos omega CT. So modulating signal voltage VM, that is AM cos omega m of t. This is VC is carrier voltage. This VM is moderate signal voltage. That is cos omega CT, AM cos omega m of t. So now the Vs is equal to AC cos omega CT plus AM cos omega m of t. Then the nonlinear relation between the voltage and current of the diode expression is, so the diode current expression is equal to A plus B VI plus C VI square plus D VI cube. Likewise, this is the nonlinear relation of the diode. So diode current is I is equal to A plus B VI plus C VI square, where A is the constant, B is the constant, C is the constant, where VI square are the voltage across the diode. So that is the nonlinear relation of the current and voltage of the diode. Okay. So can apply this equation simply. I is equal to A plus B. VI means that is the voltage of Vs. Vs is the diode across voltage is Vs. Vs means AC VC plus VM. No, that is A plus B into AC cos omega CT plus AM cos omega m of t plus C into AC cos omega CT plus AM cos omega CT whole square. So after simplifying all this, you got there are three terms, that is AC okay. So I0 diode modulation modulation circuit, the load impedance is a tuned circuit which is tuned to the carrier frequencies. And a tuned circuit carrier frequency tune outundi, that is omega c, that is carrier frequency. Therefore the tuned circuit represents to a narrow band of the frequencies, so centered above the carrier frequency omega c. Now that is I of t, the diode current is called P into AC cos omega CT plus C into AC AM cos omega C plus omega m of t plus C into AC cos omega C minus omega m of t. That is equal to B into AC cos omega C of t plus C into AC AM cos omega C plus minus omega m of t plus cos omega C minus omega m of t. This is the value. After simplification of this, you got B into AC into 1 plus m into cos omega m of t cos omega c of t. So this is the end expression is nothing but a amplitude modulated expression, where the ML is nothing but 2 AC AM by B. That is a modulation index. That is the modulation index. So now, so go for the corrector modulated method. It is. So it is the corrector modulated method. Students, please go through the circuit here first. So after go to the circuit, there is a circuit having two transistors, T1 and T2. One transistor input is given as carrier signal. Another transistor input is given as modulating signal. So the base of the transistor is given as carrier. For the base of the T2 transistor given as modulating signal. Okay. So the output is taken across the tank circuit, that is L, C, and R. That is RLC circuit. So the L is given to the secondary of the transformer. That is the primary of the transformer. So this is one more transformer is used. The transformer is the modulation transformer. So the modulated signal given to modulation transformer. This is the primary, this is the secondary. Okay. The modulated signal is given here to the transistor T2. The carrier signal given to the T1 transistor. Okay. There is an operation. Okay. Before going into that operation, let us see that points regarding to the collector modulated method. The collector modulated method. Okay. The circuit transistor T1 makes the radio frequency in the class C power amplifier mode. The T1 transistor అనేది radio frequency ని emanate చేస్తుంది, that is class C power amplifier mode లో. So that T1 transistor is given as carrier signal. So at the base of the T1 carrier signal is applied. The base of the T1 carrier signal apply చేస్తాం. That's the first point. Second point is the sub VCC is applied to the biasing purpose. How can what is the VCC purpose for the biasing purpose? So biasing purpose means VCC and IC value ని డిసైడ్ చేయడానికి, ఆపరేటింగ్ పాయింట్ డిసైడ్ చేయడానికి VCC value ని అప్లై చేస్తాం మనం, ద biasing point. అండ్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ వాల్యూ R1 R2 కూడా biasing purpose కోసం యూజ్ చేస్తాం. And the transistor T2 makes a class B power amplifier. So the amplifier class B power amplifier, which is used to amplifying the baseband signal. The baseband signal ki use chestam. T1 nemo carrier signal ki use chestam, T2 nemo baseband signal ki use chestam. And for this point, the amplified baseband signal applied in series with the collector supply VCC. Okay, so the amplified baseband signal appears in series with the collector supply VCC. So the function of capacitor of the low impedance path for the high frequency carrier signal, and hence the carrier signal is prevented from flowing through the modulation transformer. So modulation transformer ni use chesi prevention use chestam. So now this is the signal. So the operation is అంటే ట్రాన్సిస్టర్ T1 ఏమో క్లాస్ C మోడ్ యూజ్ చేస్తాం, ట్రాన్సిస్టర్ T2 ఏమో క్లాస్ P మోడ్ యూజ్ చేస్తాం. క్లాస్ C మోడ్ యూజ్ చేస్తే నారో సిగ్నల్ జనరేట్ అవుతుంది, దట్ ఈస్ high frequency signal, narrow frequency, high frequency signal, that is a carrier. Class B name T2 transistor use chestam, power amplifier, that is wide band signal ni generate చేస్తుంది. Okay, so this is the signal. Okay, students, the next class you can go for the operation of the collector modulated method. So it is nothing but a switched circuit. So the remaining two topics are there in the first unit. After tomorrow's class, you can complete the first unit. Okay, thank you everyone. I can share my notes with you. Okay, thank you one and all.